My name is Jhon, and this is Plane Crashed, where we uncover the untold stories, forgotten mysteries, and hidden truths of aviation history. Tonight we're diving into the side of aircraft you were never meant to see, the secrets that lie beneath the polished metal, the codes whispered in control rooms, and the designs that changed the fate of flight forever. These are the moments when innovation met danger, when genius collided with disaster, and when the sky itself became a battleground of secrecy and survival. What you're about to hear will challenge everything you think you know about flying. Every plane that takes to the sky carries with it a story not just of technology and innovation, but of hidden engineering decisions. Tiny, precise details buried within its structure that can mean the difference between life and death. These are the secrets few outside the aviation world ever come to know. Beneath the glossy fuselage, behind the roar of jet engines, lies a world of calculated compromise, brilliant design, and sometimes, quiet tragedy. When engineers build an aircraft, every bolt, wire, and rivet must perform a role so vital that even the smallest oversight can have catastrophic consequences. One of the most mind-blowing engineering secrets lies in the concept of redundancy. Every major system on an aircraft, from hydraulics to avionics, is duplicated, sometimes even triplicated, ensuring that if one system fails, another instantly takes over. Passengers rarely realize that when they're 35,000 feet in the air, dozens of backup systems are silently waiting in the background, ready to spring to life if anything goes wrong. This design principle has saved countless lives, but it also hides a darker truth. Redundancy sometimes leads to overconfidence. When engineers assume a backup will always work, they can overlook subtle flaws that ripple into disaster. Take, for example, the crash of United Airlines Flight 232 in 1989, when a fan disc in the tail engine disintegrated mid-flight. The DC-10's hydraulic systems, each designed to operate independently, were all routed through the same area of the aircraft, a hidden vulnerability no one had fully considered. When the metal fragment severed all three hydraulic lines, the plane became uncontrollable, an engineering nightmare come to life. Yet through sheer human skill, the pilots managed a semi-controlled crash landing that saved 184 of the 296 people on board. It was a horrifying yet illuminating moment that exposed how one overlooked design feature, a shared pathway, could render even the most advanced safety systems useless. It's not the only time engineering secrets have come back to haunt aviation history. The Boeing 737 MAX crisis revealed another uncomfortable truth, that modern aircraft rely so heavily on computer systems that pilots themselves can become passengers to the machine's will. The Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, or MCAS, was designed to automatically push the plane's nose down if sensors detected a stall. But few pilots were told the system even existed, and when faulty sensor data triggered it at the wrong time, the results were deadly. The crashes of Lion Air Flight 610 and Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 shocked the world, showing how software hidden deep within the code of an aircraft could silently decide the fate of hundreds. In both cases, human pilots fought desperately against an automated system they didn't even know was running. A haunting reminder that the greatest secrets aren't always in the hardware. They can live in lines of code. Yet not all secrets are sinister. Some are ingenious marvels of design that passengers never notice but owe their safety to. For instance, the tiny holes in airplane windows, called breather holes, are actually life-saving features. They regulate air pressure between the multiple panes of the window, ensuring that the outer layer bears the full force of the cabin pressure while preventing cracks or implosions. Every window you've ever looked through at 30,000 feet has been silently performing this delicate balancing act, a testament to unseen brilliance. Then there's the flex of a plane's wings. When turbulence hits, passengers often gasp as they watch the wings bend seemingly like rubber. But this is no flaw. It's intentional. Aircraft wings are designed to flex under pressure, sometimes bending more than 25 feet at their tips, absorbing the energy of violent air currents that might otherwise tear a rigid structure apart. Engineers spend thousands of hours testing this flexibility, often pushing prototypes to the point of destruction in laboratories to ensure that the wings can survive the unimaginable forces of flight. One of the most fascinating hidden secrets is how aircraft manage cabin pressure. The pressurized cabin you sit in is not an isolated bubble, but part of a massive equilibrium system involving valves, compressors, and temperature controls that constantly adapt as the plane climbs or descends. The pressure is gradually reduced as you ascend to cruising altitude, giving passengers time to adjust to the thin air above. Without this system's precision, the sudden shift in pressure could cause internal bleeding, fainting, or even fatal decompression. It's an invisible orchestra, tuned to perfection, yet completely unnoticed by those it protects. Still, even the most sophisticated engineering can create unexpected consequences. The legendary Concorde, a masterpiece of speed and design, carried a flaw so subtle that it went undetected for decades. Its tires, though designed for extreme performance, could shatter at high speeds, and when a small piece of debris on the runway at Charles de Gaulle Airport struck one in 2000, the fragments ruptured a fuel tank, leading to a catastrophic fire and the end of the supersonic era. A single titanium strip, no larger than a ruler, exposed how a design so advanced could still be brought down by the smallest oversight. But hidden engineering secrets aren't always about disaster. They're often about survival. Consider the black boxes that record every word and every movement in the cockpit. Built to withstand 1,100 degrees Celsius and pressures that would crush most metals, these devices are marvels of resilience. They are designed not to survive a crash, but to survive after the crash, to tell the story of what went wrong when everything else has been destroyed. Inside each one lies the truth of tragedy, encrypted in data that can help prevent the next disaster. Few realize that these boxes are actually bright orange, not black, to make them easier to spot among wreckage. The irony of their name is as haunting as their purpose. Another fascinating engineering secret hides in the very way aircraft handle lightning strikes. Commercial planes are hit by lightning roughly once every 1,000 flight hours, yet you almost never hear about it. Why? Because aircraft skin is made from aluminum or carbon composites that disperse electrical charge instantly, sending millions of volts harmlessly dancing across the surface before grounding them out. The passengers never even feel a flicker. It's a breathtaking reminder that what could be an apocalyptic event on the ground becomes routine in the sky, all thanks to design foresight. Even the paint on an aircraft plays a crucial role. It's not just for aesthetics. It reflects radiation, prevents corrosion, and helps regulate temperature. Airlines spend millions choosing and maintaining specific coatings that can reduce drag and fuel consumption by a fraction of a percent, tiny savings that add up to millions of dollars each year. Beneath every smooth white fuselage lies a layer of chemical science fine-tuned to perfection. The materials themselves tell their own secret stories. Aircraft are built using metals so lightweight yet so strong that they defy conventional logic. Aluminum, lithium alloys, titanium joints, and carbon fiber composites all work together to create a structure lighter than it should be and stronger than it needs to be. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner, for instance, is composed of more than 50% carbon fiber by weight, allowing it to fly farther while burning less fuel. Yet these advanced materials also bring new challenges, from static discharge to maintenance issues that engineers must constantly anticipate. The relationship between safety and efficiency is one of constant trade-offs, each decision balancing on the razor's edge of performance and risk. Perhaps one of the most underappreciated secrets in aircraft engineering lies in how they are tested before they ever carry a single passenger. Prototypes endure torturous trials, frozen in sub-zero temperatures, baked in desert heat, and bent, shaken, and twisted until parts literally snap. Engines are filled with ice, birds, and debris to simulate catastrophic scenarios, just to prove they can keep running. And yet, despite all this, every time a new aircraft design takes its maiden flight, there is always a moment of silent prayer among those who built it, because even the most perfect computer models cannot fully predict the chaos of the sky. Some of the most chilling engineering secrets are those that never make it into public reports. Aircraft maintenance manuals contain procedures for failures so rare that they've never actually happened in flight, but engineers design for them anyway. They imagine worst-case scenarios so extreme they border on the impossible: explosive decompression, simultaneous engine failure, mid-air structural separation. Every page of those manuals is a glimpse into the dark imagination of safety engineers, people who must think like disaster to prevent it. And in that irony lies the soul of aviation engineering. Every secret, every hidden system, every buried piece of knowledge exists because someone, somewhere decided that no matter what, flight must continue.
From the silent backup systems that hum invisibly behind cockpit panels to the reinforced cockpit doors that protect pilots from hijackers. From the flexible wings that dance through turbulence to the carbon composite fuselages that carry us across oceans, the sky remains one of humanity's greatest achievements precisely because of these secrets. They are the unseen guardians of every journey, and yet, behind the comfort of that knowledge lingers a haunting truth. Every design, no matter how advanced, carries within it the potential for failure. Every flight is a delicate balance between perfection and imperfection, trust and technology, human skill and mechanical precision. These hidden engineering secrets remind us that the miracle of flight is not just in soaring through the sky, but in the relentless pursuit of safety born from the lessons of tragedy. The aircraft we fly today are not just machines. They are monuments to every mistake ever made, rebuilt, refined, and reimagined until they became what they are now: silent, magnificent, and above all, human. ChatGPT said there is a hidden side of aviation that most people never see, a world cloaked in secrecy and guarded by silence, where aircraft have been used for operations so covert that even their existence was denied for decades. Behind the glamour of commercial flight and the precision of air travel lies a darker, more mysterious chapter of history, one where planes were designed not to carry passengers, but secrets. Not to connect cities, but to conceal nations' agendas. These classified military and commercial aviation operations have shaped the course of global events in ways the public is only now beginning to understand. The story of aviation secrecy begins during the Cold War, when the race for aerial superiority became a shadow war fought at altitudes beyond imagination. The Lockheed U-2, one of the most famous spy planes in history, was a creation born out of paranoia and genius. Capable of flying above 70,000 feet, it could capture detailed images of enemy territory from the edge of space. Pilots like Francis Gary Powers risked their lives flying missions that officially did not exist. When Powers was shot down over the Soviet Union in 1960, the US government initially claimed the aircraft was a weather research plane. Only when wreckage and film were paraded on Soviet television did the truth emerge, unraveling one of the greatest cover stories of the 20th century. Yet even that revelation barely scratched the surface of what was happening behind locked hangar doors. In the deserts of Nevada, a place known to few and spoken of by even fewer, engineers were working on something far beyond the technology of its time. Groom Lake, better known today as Area 51, became the birthplace of legends. It was here that the US tested aircraft so advanced they appeared otherworldly: the A-12 Oxcart, the SR-71 Blackbird, and stealth prototypes that seemed invisible to radar. Workers were sworn to absolute secrecy, their families told nothing, their movements tracked. Every test flight sparked UFO sightings across the American Southwest, fueling myths that still endure. The truth, though less extraterrestrial, was equally astonishing. These machines could outrun missiles, evade detection, and rewrite the boundaries of what was possible in the sky. The SR-71 Blackbird, in particular, remains an engineering marvel. Flying at over 3 times the speed of sound, it was built to photograph enemy installations and escape before anyone could react. It leaked fuel on the ground because its titanium body was designed to expand from the heat of flight, sealing itself only once it reached Mach 3. Even its engines were so complex that to this day, their full performance remains a mystery outside classified circles. Each mission was a dance of precision, risk, and deniability. If a Blackbird was lost, it didn't exist. No rescue would come. No acknowledgement would follow. But secret aviation didn't belong only to the military. Commercial aviation has its own buried past, full of hidden flights and covert cargoes that never appeared on official records. During the Vietnam War, a seemingly civilian airline called Air America operated under the banner of humanitarian aid and passenger service. In reality, it was a CIA-controlled operation moving weapons, supplies, and agents across Southeast Asia. Pilots flew into combat zones with no markings, no uniforms, and no guarantees of return. They were ghosts of the sky, their missions erased from history books for decades. Their aircraft carried refugees one day and covert operatives the next, navigating a moral grey zone that blurred the line between heroism and conspiracy. Even the modern age has not escaped these shadows. After 9/11, secret rendition flights operated by intelligence agencies transported detainees across continents to undisclosed locations for interrogation. These flights, often conducted on private jets chartered through shell companies, used obscure tail numbers and false flight plans to hide their paths. Spotters and journalists later uncovered fragments of the routes, revealing a hidden global network of aircraft that connected the world's most secret prisons. Each flight told a story that official documents denied, each landing a piece of a puzzle too dark to admit. There are even stories of commercial airliners that were modified for espionage. During the height of the Cold War, passenger aircraft like the Boeing 707 and the Soviet Tupolev Tu-154 were fitted with specialized radar and signal intelligence equipment, disguised as normal flights, but secretly listening to enemy communications. Some of these aircraft, flying close to international borders, became unintentional targets. In 1983, Korean Airlines Flight 007 was shot down after accidentally entering Soviet airspace, killing all 269 aboard. The Soviets believed it was a US spy plane using a civilian disguise. The tragedy exposed how blurred the lines had become between civilian and military aviation, between truth and deception. Hidden operations extended beyond intelligence gathering. The development of stealth technology itself was a secret so closely guarded that even pilots trained to fly these aircraft often knew only fragments of how their machines worked. The F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first operational stealth fighter, flew in total secrecy for years before being publicly acknowledged. Its angular design, invisible to radar but alien to the human eye, was so strange that early sightings triggered more UFO reports. Test flights took place only at night, and even the families of those involved were kept in the dark. When it finally appeared in the Gulf War, the world realized that the United States had possessed technology years ahead of anything known. But secrecy cuts both ways. The Soviet Union, too, pursued shadow projects. The MiG-25 Foxbat, which shocked Western intelligence when a defector revealed its capabilities. The massive Antonov An-225, originally built to carry the space shuttle Buran, but later hidden from public knowledge for years. And the rumored Project 1.42, an experimental stealth fighter that may have never officially existed but influenced generations of designs that followed. For decades, the skies were filled with aircraft whose very existence was classified, their missions erased, their wreckage buried in deserts or oceans under layers of official silence. Even today, whispers persist of secret aircraft yet to be revealed. The Aurora, a hypersonic successor to the SR-71, said to travel faster than Mach 6 using pulse detonation engines. Though never confirmed, strange sonic booms and high-altitude contrails have kept the legend alive for years. Some believe it's already operational, watching from heights where no radar can reach. Others think it's merely the ghost of an idea, deliberately leaked to confuse adversaries. But classified aviation isn't only about war, it's also about the pursuit of knowledge and control. Governments and corporations alike have used secrecy to develop revolutionary technologies under the radar of competitors and regulators. Boeing's Phantom Works, Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, and Northrop's Advanced Design divisions have all functioned as vaults of innovation, working on prototypes that may never see daylight. Some of their creations fail quietly, others change aviation forever, but all remain shrouded in confidentiality. Even commercial airlines guard their own secrets. Few passengers realize how much data airlines collect from every flight. Engine performance, turbulence mapping, even passenger behavior, all fed into proprietary algorithms that shape routes, fuel use and maintenance schedules. Hidden behind public timetables are test flights, training missions, and calibration runs that keep the skies operating smoothly, but are never disclosed to the public. Every time you look at a flight tracker and see a plane labeled blocked or private, it could be a government jet, a prototype on test, or something even more secretive. History is filled with aircraft that disappeared not by accident, but by design. Planes repainted, renumbered, reassigned, and forgotten. In the aftermath of conflicts, entire fleets have vanished from records. After World War II, the Allies discovered hundreds of experimental German aircraft, jet fighters, flying wings, rocket planes, so advanced they seemed decades ahead of their time. Many were quietly shipped to the United States and the Soviet Union, absorbed into secret programs that would later define the jet age. Projects like Operation Paperclip not only brought Nazi scientists into American aviation, but also merged wartime innovation with Cold War ambition, all hidden beneath layers of classification. The more one looks into aviation's hidden past, the clearer it becomes that secrecy is its constant companion. Whether it's to protect national... Projects like Operation Paperclip not only brought Nazi scientists into American aviation, but also merged wartime innovation with Cold War ambition, all hidden beneath layers of classification. The more one looks into aviation's hidden past, the clearer it becomes that secrecy is its constant companion. Whether it's to protect national security, safeguard trade secrets, or conceal mistakes, the truth about what happens in the skies is often far stranger than fiction. Even tragedies sometimes carry secret footnotes. In the 1990s, a US stealth aircraft crashed in Bosnia during a NATO mission. Locals found fragments of material they'd never seen before. Smooth, black, radar-absorbing composites that defied explanation. Within hours, military teams swept the area clean. Officially, no such incident occurred, yet eyewitnesses swore they saw the wreckage. Stories like this blur the line between conspiracy and reality, between official denial and undeniable truth. These secret operations have left a permanent mark on aviation history. They've pushed technology forward, fueled myths, and redefined what humanity believes possible. But they've also created a deep unease, a recognition that not everything that flies above us is meant to be seen or understood. Every contrail across the night sky could be a passenger jet, or it could be a project the world won't learn about for another 20 years. Every radar blip could be a routine flight, or a glimpse of tomorrow's secrets moving in silence. The aircraft that have remained classified for decades embody both the brilliance and the paranoia of human innovation. They are the ultimate paradox. Machines built to conquer the sky, yet hidden from those who live beneath it. In the end, the story of aviation secrecy is not just about planes. It's about power, fear, and discovery. It's about how far humanity will go to stay one step ahead, even if that means rewriting the truth itself. And as long as there are skies to fly through, there will always be aircraft that remain invisible to the world, their engines roaring in the silence of secrecy, their missions lost between the stars and the shadows. In the end, the story of aircraft, both the ones we see and those we never will, is a reflection of humanity's endless pursuit of dominance over the sky and its own fears. Every secret flight, every hidden project, every classified blueprint tells a story not only of innovation, but of obsession, ambition, and the price of progress. The skies have always been a mirror to our nature, beautiful yet dangerous, open yet full of shadows. From the hum of commercial jets to the silent streaks of black projects that leave no trace, every aircraft carries within it a fragment of truth and a whisper of deception. As we look up, watching contrails fade into the twilight, we're reminded that not everything that soars above us is meant to be understood. Some secrets were built to stay hidden, and in those mysteries, the legend of flight continues to live, eternal, untouchable, and forever just beyond our reach.